Hello everyone and welcome back to Sudden Wealth. I hope you guys are doing very well. If you do enjoy the content, please consider dropping that like and subscribe. So, bonds continue to go up. I think TLT is around 93. We started to see stock market and gold in general doing substantially well. And of course, in the crypto markets, you start seeing, Bitcoin above 71,000 and Ethereum approaching to the 3,900 mark. I do believe that if we cross decisively the 4,000 mark, we will actually move quite close to the old all-time highs at around 4,900 something, depending a bit on the exchange. So the ECB has announced rate cuts, 25 basis points. So they cut rates first. I mean, not really first, like Japan never really increased rates that much. They increased a little bit, nothing compared to the US. The UK was the most comparable to the US that we had. China has been money printing and cutting rates since the summer of last year, and they're fighting deflation, just like somebody predicted here in the channel, which was not a very popular opinion, as people think, oh no, to fight inflation you need to raise interest rates, otherwise low interest rates are inflationary. Wrong. Look at China, printing money, lowering rates. They're fighting deflation. 15 years in Europe and the US, money printing QE, money printing low interest rates, inflation below 2% almost every year. Japan, 30 years money printing, no inflation. So, it is what it is. And I can bet you that once we start to cut rates in the US as well, that actually will help bring inflation down. We'll see. Now, the ECB is back to money printing for the same reason that the US will be back to money printing, which is there's no other way. As long as the governments in particular are so extremely indebted, there's no way to service that debt at normal interest rates. So they will lower them regardless of what they have to do. Maybe they need to change the formula of inflation. Maybe they need to remove certain items from inflation, like coffee last time, to make it look better than it is. Whatever they need to do, they will do it, but the money printing is coming. Why? Because it's a mathematical problem, it's not a political problem. There's no way by 2028, 2029 that the US can finance everything that they need with interest rates of 5%, because 2/3 of the tax revenue would be going just to pay interest on the debt. Not even the principal, just interest. So there's no way. And in that context, risk assets benefit, particularly crypto, above everything else, because it has advantages that the other asset classes don't have. In that context, lottery tickets keep doing very well. Some of them have retraced a little bit. It's normal. This is very important. I will say it again because people don't understand this. In the bull market, you have 50, 60, 70% retracements on altcoins and on meme coins, even 75 to 80% sometimes. You have periods of sideways consolidation, which is like watching paint dry, is extremely boring. And then you have explosive moves in like 4 or 5 days. For example, Andy, yesterday evening was close to $200 million, now it's close to $300 million. That's it. It has been moving sideways for days and days and days, and then boom, all of a sudden, you gap up quite aggressively and you're left behind. That's just the reality. And I actually rotated quite a substantial amount of profits into PulseChain, PULSEX, and the incentive token. X, I think I have enough. And I do have ETHEREUM and ICOSA, which are basically leverage plays on X. So in any case, I think I'm well covered on that side. And I was actually extremely lucky because the day before, the day that I bought this massive clip, the day after, all the Richard Hart coins ran, between 15 and 20%. So yay me, up 15-20% overnight. However, and I've said this before, they are my retirement coins because I do believe that we should do at least a 50 to 75x from here. If we are lucky, maybe we do 300x, 350x, 500x, maybe, who knows, maybe, if we are very lucky. The point being, I will already be extremely well off if we just do a 50x. That was my point. So I went extremely heavy in the sense that at the 50x, I'm already very comfortable. So I don't need the moonshots 1000x. Now, if Ethereum goes up tenfold from here, to $40,000 or something, yeah, sure. Then my coins will go absolutely out of this world. We will all retire, move to the Cayman Islands and live in Europe or whatever you like for the majority of the year, since you only need to be 1 month in the Cayman Islands per year to be a fiscal resident over there. In any case, if that happens, we will all be doing extremely well. Now, as I said before, I do expect Ethereum to finish the cycle somewhere between 25 and 29,000. I'm a bit more lenient towards 29,000, and Bitcoin to finish somewhere between 240 and 276,000 dollars by the end of the cycle. That would be in 2025. So unless we have such a massive pump in the summer that we may have indeed a bad 2025 year, catching everybody off guard. But at the moment, I don't see any signs of euphoria. We don't have Jim Cramer dedicating an episode to crypto and potentially even launching his own meme coin. We don't have every single celebrity coin going through the moon. Most of them are pump and dumps. Okay, fine. That's what you would expect from that garbage. We are not seeing a Coinbase app #1 downloaded or even top 10. It's around the 300 mark. We are very far away. Ethereum ETF is not even here. It's not even trading. Oh, there's something that I need to say about Ethereum ETF. So Grayscale has about $11 billion of Ethereum. Now, if you guys know this, basically the Bitcoin ETFs, Grayscale sold half of its, a bit more than half of its holdings, I think 56%, which totaled $18 billion. Now the market absorbed it, and Bitcoin is still at 71,000 despite all that selling from Grayscale, but there comes to a point where that selling stops. Is this a big issue for Ethereum? I think it will for the first 3 months or so, meaning if it comes out in July, so somewhere between July and October, I think about half of the Ethereum holdings, 55% of the Grayscale holdings, which is $11.5 billion or something, I think those will be sold, and those will have, of course, selling pressure in the market. But then, after that, I think Q4 is going to be absolutely amazing for Ethereum. And then, of course, for the rest of the altcoins in particular. But I do see a big ramp up, within the trading, within the first, couple of, with the first weeks or so, or even up in June, up to the launch of the ETFs. Then I do think that Grayscale will put some sell pressure, which obviously will be removed within 2 to 3 months. And then it depends on how hard Wall Street wants to go. You see, there's something you need to understand. And you can see this because it's public information. See when the Bitcoin ETFs buy the most Bitcoin. Do you think it was when Bitcoin was at 56,000 recently? No, it's now above 70,000. The Bitcoin ETFs buy the most Bitcoin after Bitcoin crosses 70,000. What's my point? My point is that they think and they FOMO just like you. They have more money, they have more people, but they have the same psychology to a certain degree. They like to buy Bitcoin at 70,000, not at 57,000. It is what it is. Okay, there's a lot of theories. Oh, but these guys are so professional. These guys are so this and that and the other. No, they think just like you and me. They also feel the feeling of FOMO, just like you and me. So, no need to feel bad about it. It is what it is. You change that with experience. And like in my case, I bought a massive clip of PulseChain, PulseX, and Inc. After 13 weeks. Let me repeat that. 13 weeks of nothing but red. It felt terrible to buy, but that's how I think I will be able to do it, or to make it, is to buy buying when it feels really terrible to buy. Like one of the things I liked about FOTTIE for example, one of my lottery tickets, is that it was down 95%. 95%. That means if we go to the all-time highs, that's a 20x. Okay? And then usually we have price discovery. So we usually go up to the all-time highs, we retrace 50, 60%, we trade sideways for 1 or 2 weeks, and then we go up again. One of the things that I liked about that coin, for example, was yesterday or so, there was about 3 hours without any buy coming in. And the price barely moved, which means that the people who are left, they will not sell at these prices. Of course, there's always a price where anybody will sell, but you see the point, right? It's not collapsing because, oh my God, for 3 hours nobody's buying this, out. No, nobody was selling, and the price was pretty much the same place all the time. Those things are important because that tells me that the community that is left is quite hardened by now and won't, budge and sell at the first 2x. That's very important. I still believe in PULSECHAIN, PULSEX, X, ETHEREUM, and ICOSA. I must be the only YouTuber who actually likes those coins that has never put out a bad video about it. Crypto7 did it, Crypto Coffee did it, Exologist did it, Somi did it, everybody did it. I am the one that has been as convinced on day one as I am now. Actually, I disclosed my coins, my what I called my retirement coins, on the week of the SEC targeting Richard and that big dump that basically made the bottom. That's when I announced my positions. You see, I could have waited for pumps. I could have been quiet all this time, wait for the little pumps coming later, and then throw a big hurrah. No, I will talk about these coins when nobody cares about it. I talked about Andy at $1.5 million market cap when nobody was looking at it. HOPPY at $1 million. BIRDDOG between 400 and 500K, so on and so forth. And I've already said I'm going to deploy $750 to $800 to Zeus on Ethereum, which is a 0x71 address. If that coin drops below 2 million market cap, I will deploy $750. If I make a 3x, sell my principal, and then let it ride. That's it. Okay? Am I telling you to do the same? Hell no. I'm just basically disclosing my plans ahead of time, so you already know that if Zeus goes below $2 million market cap, I am buying it, and if it goes to zero, so be it. I can live with that. And with that, guys, thank you very much for your support. Don't forget to drop some likes and subscribes. If you do enjoy the content, kindly let me know. I was thinking about maybe making a live stream on Saturday. Guys, let me know what you think, if I should make a live stream on Saturday or not. Thank you very much for your support, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.